everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I am excited to announce a new program that we're going to be doing called the NFBC Minute Classic. So what's the NFBC Minute Classic? Well, it's basically an old episode of the NFBC Minute, but we got a lot of good episodes in the vault. You know, we're at 95 episodes now. So I'm going way back to episode 55. I mean, we have episodes that a lot of you haven't seen. We've got a new app now. Well, we've had it almost a couple years, I think, not too long, the NFBC channel. And so a lot of our new channel subscribers don't know about a lot of the old NFBC Minute episodes we did, because a lot of the old episodes that we did on YouTube aren't on the app. And so unless you're looking for them or know to look for them, you're not going to see them. And I mean, there's some real gems we did in the past. So today, this is one of my favorite episodes because it was recorded live in Italy. Not only Italy, but Sicily. And I not only have Italian ancestry, but I have Sicilian ancestry. And so I was just ecstatic. I was there with Gianluca Palutri. He's one of the missionaries that we support here at Niagara Frontier Bible Church. And I got to go on a little trip with him and met him and his wife, Sonia, in Florence. And then we pretty much drove down Italy. And it was a week trip, but we got so much in there. And then we crossed the ferry to go to Sicily. You go on this boat ride from the mainland to Sicily. And it was incredible. And we filmed this episode. It was in Messina, which is the port city there of Sicily, and we were at the Bible Church of Messina, and the Bible Church of Messina is also it still is the home to the Italian Theological Academy, but they both have since moved to Rome. So now the Bible Church of Messina and the Italian Theological Academy are right there in Rome. But when I was there back in, I think this was January 2019. And so when I was there, they were still in Sicily, which was great for me because I always wanted to go to Sicily. And anyway, they were having a conference there for pastors. And Gianluca and I got to sit down. I think it was at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I'll never forget it. And I'll never forget after we recorded this, we talked a lot about coffee, espresso, pocket coffee, and of course I have my coffee now. You know, I got to have that. But after we recorded this episode, I went back to my little Airbnb that I had. It was just a little room in this big building. I don't know, 7-8 story building, very old-fashioned building and stuff. It was cool. I had this little, very, very little room. It had a little window on the top. I mean, it was interesting. It was definitely an experience. And I remember right after Gianluca and I did the minute, I'm sitting there on my computer recording and editing the NFBC Minute, and I'll never forget it. And just for fun, I called it the NFBC Minute, I called it the NFBC Minuto. So anyway, though this was recorded long ago, you'll enjoy it. And it's very relevant because Gianluca is still one of our missionaries. And just to let you know, when I last visited Gianluca and Sonia, they were just beginning their ministry. And they were ministering to people, making friends, but their church plant had not officially started. Now, just a few years later, their church plant has started. It's thriving. I think that they've got somewhere between 20 and 30 members. Gianluca, if you're watching, I'm sorry if I'm off. It may be more, it may be a little less. But years ago, there was no one. There was just people that he was ministering to. But now the church has officially kicked off. They've brought people into membership. They're ministering to families. And the church is thriving and functioning and growing. So it's been wonderful to see. I remember that I was praying with him in Florence for the Lord to move there. So it's just wonderful to know that there has been much progress there in the church plant and its growth since I was last there. But anyway, this is in Sicily because we went to Sicily for a conference, and I do hope you enjoy it. NFBC Minuto. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
And by the way, be honest. How is my come? How would you say? How's my Italian?
Com'è il mio italiano?
By the way, com'è mi italiano?
It's okay. Yeah, you're good. You can do better. You're doing well.
I can certainly do a lot better. But it's been fun trying for sure, being immersed in the culture here. So if you haven't picked up on it, we're live in Italy. We're here at the Italian Theological Academy in Sicily. We just finished, what was the third session of the, well, there was a pre-conference yesterday too, with Dr. Brad Clausen. This is the kind of the pastors conference right here in Messina, Sicily, and I am having a time, and I could go on and on about the coffee and espresso and
the best coffee ever.
The best, the way they make it. I'm thinking, why can't I make it like this at home? This is the way they make it. Oh man!
What about my
coffee? They give you such a little bit.
You say the way they make it. What about my coffee?
Well, yours is good, but theirs is just a little bit better.
I understand.
You know, but no, yours is good too.
Good.
In general, the coffee's good. But they give you such a little. It's such a little amount. It's such a little amount.
So powerful.
Yeah.
What about those candies, the chocolate candies with coffee?
Oh, you get this, what was it called, pocket coffee?
Pocket coffee.
It's basically a shot of coffee and a chocolate, and you put that thing in your mouth, and man, it explodes, and you're set for the day.
Yes. You're on fire.
Yeah, definitely. So, with that said, we are here for ministry, and I just wanted to say hello to everyone there at Niagara Frontier Bible Church, and we just wanted to give a little bit of report about, we're in Sicily, but let's go back to Florence.
Yes,
talk
absolutely.
about what's going on over there.
Yeah, that's a good point. My ministry is based in Florence. We are here for the conference, which is in Sicily. But mainly the Lord put me in Florence to minister to the Florentine people. And obviously, we are really at the ground level. We are starting from zero to do this church planting. In Italy, it's very different from the way you do church planting in the United States. So far, the only people who are attending our church planting is my wife and I. So I preach to my wife, and she says, "Oh, you're good." Anyway, there is a lot of work to do there. There's nothing in terms of the ministry. So I'm building everything from scratch, from the point where I have to start meeting with people. I am the outreach pastor, I'm the worship pastor, I'm the senior pastor, I'm the counselor pastor, I'm the family pastor. I do everything.
Talk a little bit about the hospital ministry.
That's great. The Lord opened an incredible opportunity and an incredible door for us to minister to people in a hospital, particularly to people who are dying with cancer. They are terminal patients. And the way the Lord opened up this door is fantastic, because I have leukemia, struggle with leukemia. I went to the hospital to see my oncologist. So I was witnessing to her and telling that I'm a pastor in Florence to plant a church, and that I want to reach out people with the gospel. And she came up with this idea that I would be part of an association that provides help for terminal patients, because so far nobody's doing anything regarding that. And so I had this interview, and now we're starting something completely new that never has been done.
I didn't even know that detail. That was your own doctor that opened that door.
Exactly. So amazingly, the patients who are dying, they will ask for spiritual assistance, or let's say soul care. And mostly they are unbelievers. Actually, I don't know anybody who is a believer in Florence so far, except a couple of realities that they are part of another church.
There is that Christian bookstore.
Exactly.
In Florence.
There is a Christian bookstore.
Evangelical.
Yeah, exactly. And so they ask for spiritual assistance, and I will go there to help them, assist them during the last days of their lives. And guess what we are going to give them? The hope of the gospel to a person who is hopeless, the person that says, I'm waiting to die. It's like my life is slipping going through my fingers, and I cannot do anything. And so maybe the only thing that can save their lives really, which is the good news of
The only real
Christ.
hope.
Yeah.
So
The
you're
only real hope.
you're doing that, and I see you building relationships with people.
Exactly.
And it seems the Lord has provided you now with a nice permanent dwelling. Before it was temporary.
Yeah.
And your basement is basically ready to be set up as a church. You've got
Exactly,
room to-
yeah,
it's on, we're gonna. By the way, there will be a bonus video with footage of that, your basement, some other things, and some fun things here in Italy. So make sure to check out that bonus video. You'll see us. They'll see us going to the square, talking
Yes.
about Girolamo
Girolamo.
Savonarola,
Exactly.
and his witness. We'll get to that in that video. But so there'll be a lot of cool things to see. But yeah, you're building those and you're ready to go. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just you've got to get the people.
Well, we're waiting for the Lord to save people, and as they get saved, we invest our lives in their lives and time in their lives, training them, teaching them, and helping them to become real disciples of Christ.
Right.
So, and then, according to what the Lord is doing, we will build up His church.
And I also want to mention, it's not just Florence, but you have your home church in Boston,
Exactly.
which you visit. We went to a Bible study on
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
You're teaching there. You're teaching biblical counseling. You said
Yeah.
that the last time we talked. And then we're also here in Sicily, and this is where my mom was born and my grandparents. So cool. But there's a biblical church here.
Yeah.
Which we're in, but it's also an Italian theological academy. So talk about your role with this.
Absolutely. The church we are here in Sicily is in Messina, and it's Messina Bible Church. And basically, it's not just the church. The pastor is TMS grad, and is part of the TMAI.
Johnny Gravino.
Yeah, Johnny Gravino is part of the TMAI academies. So we have here in Sicily the place where the Italian Theological Academy is, ITA. And I'm part of the ITA. I'm one of the professors teaching Old Testament survey, Old Testament using Jesus, and Bible counseling, and biblical counseling, I should say. And so every once in a while I come here, and then we have distant locations where I go and teach. For this reason, I get invited a lot to even preach in other churches. And, besides many things that are going very bad in Italy regarding religion, Catholics that are just nominal and they don't have any faith at all, and evangelical churches that they don't understand anything regarding philosophy, ministry, and theology, there are few churches that they understand the precious meaning of expository preaching and how precious it is for the souls of the people who attend the church. And so when they hear some expository preaching, they chain you down to their pulpit and they say, you come again to preach here because we want to hear you. So which is great.
Yeah.
And it's been one of my highest point of the last year and a half to go around churches and when they just want to listen to the Word of God, and just afterwards they come to you and they say, that's what I was hoping for, that's what I need to hear. That is a great encouragement. All worthy of all the work and the fatigue and the going up and down to Italy.
Right, because here they're training men that are going all over Italy,
Exactly.
and even beyond to potentially some Italian communities outside Italy.
Exactly.
From what I learned. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much.
Sam.
Hey, we're going to enjoy. I won't have a coffee now because it's 10 o'clock, and we have to get up to go karting. But I'm looking
Yes.
forward to my espresso in the morning. So, signing off from Italia. Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you for your time, and we will hopefully we'll see you in New York sometime. Come
Well,
visit us.
I'd love to.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you, Sam.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye now.